When I was younger, like in beginning high school, I just started self improvement. After a couple months, I kind of fell off a little bit because I didn't really feel like doing it anymore. I felt like it wasn't really working, nothing was really changing in my life. And I really thought that all this extra effort was really for nothing. I I'd been on self improvement for maybe a month or two at this point, so it was not a lot of time at all. And I really shouldn't have been seeing improvements that much from there, so I'm not sure why I got very mad about it. But for some reason, I started to slack off. I didn't want to do as much. I started to, like skip going to the gym, eat healthy, less days, stuff like that. And it really hurt my progress because I didn't want to do anything. I would just sit around all day eating junk food, just like I used to do when I was back in middle school, back in elementary school, when I really had no idea what self improvement was, why I should do it, anything like that. And, now I realize why I lost so much motivation. And I really want to know, I really want to help everybody else so they don't get that same, crash in motivation before realizing what that is and going back up. Because a lot of people lose motivation and love for self improvement because they forget where they want to go. They forget that they wanted to be the biggest actor in Hollywood, and they wanted to have a beautiful wife and kids. And, they don't really think about that in the moment because it seems so far away, to the point where they're like, I'm, I'll do it later, something like that, where they don't really, like, they don't see the benefit of doing 10 push ups now to getting a wife later. Because, when you lose this motivation, you start to half ass everything you do. You know, like push-ups, for example. If you were supposed to do 100 push-ups this morning, but you don't have that kind of motivation, you might be sloppy with your push-ups, only going down a little bit. You might get good push-ups and then stop at like 50. It really, is going to hurt in the long run if you do not, remember this motivation and keep it up, because you can't improve only trying half the time, only going through the motions, because then you're in essence everybody else on this planet that doesn't care about self improvement. Because you have to keep that end goal in your mind. If you want to be the best baseball player in the world, but you don't feel like playing baseball, how are you going to be the best baseball player in the world? It's just not possible. It's something like that. You can't just sit there and get, oh, I really, really hope that I'm going to be successful one day. You have to work for it. You have to work to get that wife you want. You have to work to get your kids. You have to work to keep them comfortable. You have to work throughout your entire life, because that's just how life is, especially for men. So, if we can make this work easier by seeing what we want, the job of our dreams, the wife of our dreams, the house of our dreams, I don't care, and having that as motivation to work towards it, it's going to be so much easier to really be able to wake up and say, I'm going to get some work done today because I have to, instead of being like, oh, I don't really want to do it. I'll do it later. Oh, I'll only do half today, something like that. But if this isn't enough for you, you see the end goal, you see being a famous actor, you see the beautiful wife, you see the cute children, you see the big house, you see the fame, you see the money, you see all the people that you've helped, and you still don't want to do it. You don't want to work. It's not enticing enough for you to work right now. You have to find something else, because clearly that is not what you want most in life. Because what you want most in life will push you to walk through fire just to get it, because it is really something that we desperately want. We need to have if we ever want to feel happy in life. And then if nothing, you feel like, if nothing really works, nothing excites you, maybe this self improvement isn't for you yet. Go and meditate, journal, don't watch TV, find your purpose, and then come back to me and begin self improvement again, like you're a fresh new guy who has a fresh new dream, and bring it back. But you have to make sure when you're like, here, let's make this an actionable step right now. Sit up nice and straight. Stop lying on your bed. Stop slumping over on your couch. Sit up, close your eyes, and really think, what is the one thing you want most in life? Now, don't make it general like, oh, I want a lot of money. I want a lot of fame. Make it very, very specific. As specific as possible. Like maybe you want to be a soccer player and you want to be the best goalkeeper for your favorite soccer club, Barcelona, and you want to win the La Liga and the Champions League with Barcelona. Just imagine yourself in your mind as the center mid for Barcelona, running down the field with the ball on your feet, preparing to score the final shot to seal the Champions League. That is so specific, but it is something I'm sure a lot of soccer players who love Barcelona would love to do. And it doesn't have to be with sports. It can be getting a promotion to like senior engineer if you want to be an engineer, maybe starting your own business and going on your computer and seeing that you finally hit your first 100K. But it has to be very, very specific. Otherwise, your mind will be like, and we'll get there. Instead of being like, okay, how do we get to this moment? You know what I'm saying? You have to make it very, 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 very specific. It can't be a goal like, oh, I want lots of money. Oh, I want to be a soccer player. Because that will not help you in the long run. Trust me. Also, another thing to do is to post goals on your wall so you can see them all the time. I know you can't see it from here, but if I remove this slowly, I'd be able to see. No, but this paper right here is my goal in the middle. This is my goal. And then there's a bunch of lines coming out of it of all the things I need to do to reach that. You know, it's very hard to do a the shadow. And then there's another one all the way in this dark corner. The purple paper right here. Top goal, retire my parents, you know, be a personal trainer, a lot of things here that I want to do. So if you just post those goals on the wall, I see those goals every time I go to sleep at night because sitting right here in my bed every day looking at that wall. So, something like that can really help because it has you remember why you're doing everything. And really, that's the whole goal of this video. The whole goal of this video is to show you that just simply remembering why you are doing this will make it so much easier to do this. Because while discipline is very important, you need the skill. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you don't need motivation. Discipline's the only thing you need. Well, for a lot of guys, it would be very, very, very nice if we could have motivation to do things because it makes everything so much easier to do. So if we can simply have motivation from sitting still, closing our eyes and imagining us successful and then thinking, okay, how do I get there? Why not? So a very simple thing we can do. It takes maybe a minute and you've already got a huge spike in motivation to keep going. And it's really, really easy to, do this all the time. Maybe 5 minutes a day right before, after you wake up, just sit down. Imagine what you're going to be when you're older. It's so simple to do. We just have to have the discipline to do it because even though it is motivation, we need discipline to be motivated, if that makes any sense. Because if we don't have the discipline to sit down and, you know, play these thoughts in our mind of us being this successful man, we're never going to have the motivation from the thoughts in our mind of being a successful man. And then also make sure you celebrate getting closer to these goals healthily. So, maybe your goal is to lose 10 pounds. Maybe your goal is to lose 20 pounds and get down to 6 feet, 180 pounds or something. And, maybe you lost 5 pounds over the month. So we don't want to celebrate by having like a huge cheat day, anything like that, because that's not going to help you at all. It's going to hurt your progress only. What we want to do is something maybe that you really enjoy that is also very healthy. Like maybe you really enjoy going to the trampoline park with your friends. So you lost 5 pounds over the month and you decide that to celebrate, you're going to take you and your friends out to the trampoline park. Now, that is something very healthy because one, you're getting social. Two, been to a trampoline park. If you've ever been to a trampoline park, you're very sweaty a lot, you're jumping a lot, you're using a lot of cardio, so that'll even help you lose weight. And it is really something that you love to do. It can be anything though. If you want, maybe go shopping after you do it. Go shopping for some new clothes because you've got a slimmer belly now and you feel like you can wear tighter clothes to show off your muscles. I don't know. Just something very healthy that it doesn't have to necessarily help you towards your goals, but definitely not something that hurts your goals. Like if you were trying to run a mile in 5 minutes, why would you, after you hit 6 minutes, maybe, why would you just like grab a hammer and break your knees? It's the same thing with eating. If you hit um 5 pounds lost and you want to lose 20 pounds, why would you have a day where you eat back an entire 2 pounds? Because that just sets you back farther. So make sure when you're celebrating goals, keep it healthy. Don't try and like overeat, break your knees, anything like that to, celebrate goals because that's just kind of stupid. But this will never always be motivating you. There will be days where you forget to really see yourself as this huge guy, this successful guy. There will be days when you're really just not feeling it. And on those days, that is when you still need to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. See you next time. Bye bye.